Hi folks, welcome to another Cancha Geometallurgical software tutorial. My name is Adam and I'm going to show you the case filters. So filters have changed in Cancha, whereas previously filtering was destructive, so you would filter and then as you remove the filters you would lose them and have to rebuild them again from scratch every time you wanted to switch back and forth between filters. Now we've come up with this way of having case filters, so you can have scenarios as a different case. It's still here in the filter area on the first toolbar, and just by clicking that and say clicking the plus sign and saying, for example, let's call this one in pit. So now I've got possibly I've got a case which is called in pit, and we can filter drilling, block models, or metallurgical samples based on any of their features. So let's just go for the intervals first of all, and that easy, just go, probably the easiest one, go to the block model to interval lookup and take the final pit, pull it in there. And I know that B is in pit, so I'll just apply that. And go to the block model and do the same thing. But this time we have to pull in the feature from the block model, not from the interval lookup. Pull in final pit, B, apply. Okay. So if I activate that and if I don't activate it, I could just say apply. So these now exist as a case filter, but they're not active, okay? And that's evident down here on the bottom. You can see that on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, all of the drilling and all of the blocks and all of the samples are still active, okay? So when we look at them in 3D, they're still there. Now if we come to the filters, and if we apply the filter by turning that on and hitting apply, now you'll see that only 14,000 of the 19,000 blocks are active, and the filter in place is the in-pit filter. So if we look at that in 3D, lo and behold, the drilling and maybe you don't believe me, so let's just make things a little bit more transparent. So you can see that both the drilling and the blocks are now only the in-pit material. So you might want to do that to focus your case, because there could be oxides, or there could be sulfides, there could be min zones, there could be satellite pits, there could be exploration drilling that you don't want to consider. So you can use any of these features to filter your information to create a case that you want to focus on. Especially if you're going to do representativity or something like that, a representativity analysis, or if you want to choose samples, you want to know that the active material is the ore that's going to hit the plant, okay? So let's go ahead and add one more. So this time, instead of adding a new filter this way, what I'll do is I'll duplicate it. I'll duplicate the in-pit one. The reason I'm going to do that, I'm not going to call it in-pit anymore. I'm going to call this one ore. So ore is a bit of a subset of in-pit. So we've already got the pits defined. So now let's add another one, which is ore, and we'll apply it like a gold cutoff grade. It could be a calculated NSR, which you can calculate using derived functions and stuff. But in this case, let's make it so it has to be greater than or equal to 0.1 grams a ton. Maybe it's a little low. Let's go for 0.3 grams a ton. For that, and I guess we have to do the same for the block model, so we'll use the same value just to keep it consistent. Gold grade greater than 0.3, apply. And now if I activate these on here, you'll notice that the other one loses activation, but now it's going to be both in pit and above cutoff grade. And if I hit apply to that and it reconsolidates in 3D, we'll notice that low-grade material has disappeared, and you can see that in the model there's now holes. It's not super easy to see, but there are now holes in the model where there were previously lower grade material, so it's been removed from the filter. Okay, and so now we've got two filter cases. We've got in-pit and ore. So if we're doing stuff like sample representativity reports, we can now have them here, in-pit or ore, as a focus case, or sample selection in this case. We can use these as focus cases. And that's how case filters work. Thanks very much.